What's going on, guys? We're in the office today. My man Trey B about to go hit a squat workout. Something I want to touch on real quick before we get under a bar is calf tightness. Get a lot of, oh, my calves are tight, my calves are tight, my calves are tight. So I want to kind of shine some light on, well, first examining are your calves tight, two, addressing which one of the two calf muscles are tight, and then how to isolate that and how to stretch them appropriately. So basically, we're looking at a very crude mock-up of the a lateral lower leg, since if you were looking at my right leg here. So we have two main muscles that make up the calf as we know it. So gastrocs right here, sort of that, that outer tennis ball, grapefruit, or in my case, golf ball size muscle that sticks out of the posterior superior lower leg. And then the soleus, which runs deep, and usually you can see it on like the lateral side kicking out from the gastroc. Now, the two major differences I want you to focus between the soleus and the gastroc is where they originate from. They both insert in on, like, they form the Achilles tendon and insert in on the calcaneus, but they come from two different origins. So the gastroc actually crosses the joint and attaches onto the medial and lateral condyles of the femur, where the soleus doesn't cross the joint, so it stops and attaches it on the tibia and the fibula. So in that, he said, having this being a biarticulate muscle, so crossing two joints, it's going to have a different muscle action than the soleus. So everyone knows that calves, the plantar flex the foot, right? So when they shorten, this goes beep, just like that. What's often overlooked is the gastroc, how it crosses over. So this attachment across the joint actually acts as a secondary flexor. So your gastrocs work almost in synergy with your hamstrings. So if you're in a plantar flex and a knee flex position, part of that role is going to be designated to the gastroc. So people complaining of calf tightness, first you need to understand what the calves are. So two, are your calves really tight? So posterior chain tightness can kind of manifest itself in many different places, and calves are usually the scapegoat. A lot of people supplement it with like Olympic lifting shoes. Putting a little wedge under here is going to relieve tension on that posterior chain. But it's the entire chain that it's alleviating. So we're going to examine the ability of the ankle to dorsiflex. We're just going to swing over here to the wall. We're going to ditch the shoes here. So what I'm going to do, you put toe right into the wall. And then from here, I want you to just bring your knee in. Now what we're looking for eventually is that heel to come up. So no problems there, heel stays down. Now we bring it back, bring that knee in. Good, still no problems. Now this is something I address on a fairly regular basis. So I can get fairly adequate dorsiflexion of the ankle. So this is about 55 degrees is what we're looking for. So being able to get that knee into the wall, keeping that heel on the floor. So if you were to have a problem with that, you want to go about it stretching it two different ways. Both of these. So the first one, so the gastroc, we talked about how it crosses the joint. So it acts as a secondary flexor of the knee. So think when you're sprinting, you come off your toe and you get your knee into this position. So your gastroc helps not only plantar flex the foot, but flex the knee. So what you want to do is bring that foot into dorsiflexion, so bringing that foot up, but also bring this knee into full extension. So the quad acts as an antagonist to the hamstring. It opposes the hamstring. Hamstring flexes the knee. Quad is going to extend the knee. So in stretching the secondary action of the gastroc, what we're going to do is use the quad. So lean into the wall until you feel a stretch, and then we're actually going to flex our quad, bringing our knee into further extension. So here, and then flex the quad. You'll feel the stretch intensify kind of behind the knee. We're going to hold that for 6 seconds. And then we're going to relax the quad and then pull ourselves further into the wall. We'll do 3 rounds of that. So contract again, hold for 6, relax, and then bring into the wall. So that's how we address tightness of the gastroc. And the soleus is different. So the soleus isn't dependent on knee position because of its origin from the tibia and the fibula. So if we use a full extended knee position to stretch the gastroc, we're going to stretch the soleus in a knee flex position. So do your best Captain Morgan's. Use something a little sturdier than a stool, I'd recommend. But dropping that heel below, pushing that knee forward, and then bringing yourself down, you'll feel the stretch lower down the soleus, almost closer to the Achilles, then higher on the gastroc, because the gastroc is an intention, because it's passively put in a position of flexion instead of being forced into extension. So the two of those in conjunction will be able to transiently release some tension in the calf or in the gastrocs and the soleus, and hopefully get you into a better range of motion in your squat. So go through the assessment, check if it is your gastrocs and your soleus that are limiting your range of motion. If it is, then go through those two stretches there and give that a shot your next workout. Let us know how it goes.